Yo, what's going on, guys? Anthony here. So I'm back. I had a few things I had to take care of. Started school, and kind of had to keep caught up with that. So I'm back, and today's video we're looking at some new polls that came out today, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's pretty much all good news for President Trump. So if you like him, great, you're in the right place. If you don't like him, well, sorry. So new polls out. The first one, the Republican presidential nomination. No surprise here. Trump up 84 points. Bill Weld getting 4. Joe Walsh getting 5. Mark Sanford getting 3. To be honest, I'm surprised that Sanford isn't getting more than Bill Weld. As some of you may know, I'm from Massachusetts, and even us here, we're like, all right, what's the point? So, yeah. Good news for Trump. President Trump's approval. We'll look into that later, but two polls came out. Rasmussen has him up 8, 53% to 45% disapprove. Rasmussen has statistically signed a little more to the Republican side, but they also tend to be the more accurate in terms of predicting who's going to win in generals and stuff. So if that is true, that's very good. And another reason I say this is good for President Trump is Emerson, who is pretty nonpartisan, who tries to usually stay down the middle. They have Trump up 1 as well, 48%. You'll see many news sites, CNN, NBC, Fox News, all them saying Trump is 42 or 43%, maybe 44, and that's pushing it. A very reliable polling source such as Emerson says Trump is up 1 and at 48%. That is very good news for President Trump. So now we have the matchups of the four most popular candidates, although it's interesting because Pete Buttigieg actually overtook Kamala Harris for 4th place in the Democrat field. So, or at least at the time of recording, he has. So it's a little weird that they didn't poll him. But President Trump versus Kamala Harris, Trump beats her 52 to 48. President Trump versus Bernie Sanders, President Trump beats him by 2. President Trump versus Elizabeth Warren wins by 2. And Joe Biden versus President Trump, Biden wins by 1. So even though the Democrats are beating Trump in 2 of them, Biden and Warren the top 2 vote getters, this is good news for Trump because most of them have been like Biden is 50, Trump is 37 or something. So this may show that people are beginning to make up their minds, but I think the fact that it's still this close right now, I know the media is going to try and say, well, look at that. Since it's so close, the Democrats are winning, Trump must not be liked. I disagree. That hidden Trump vote is still out there. It's not like they all said, oh, the economy is so great and everything. This was a big mistake for us to vote for him because look how good the economy is. The hidden Trump vote is still there. There are people who don't want to say they like Trump because they're afraid people are going to yell at them, the media is going to berate them, none of their friends, family, or neighbors are going to want to talk to them. That vote is still there, and that vote's going to vote for Trump again. So, in my opinion, the fact that Trump is winning 2 out of the 4 are all within the margin of error of all 4 of these polls, that probably means President Trump's up right now and in a very good spot for re-election. Quickly, we have some Democrat primary polls before I'll go back on President Trump's approval. The Democrats had a Nevada primary poll. They show Joe Biden up 4. Makes sense. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders in 2nd and 3rd. They don't really energize Hispanics that well. To be honest, Joe Biden doesn't really either, but he has I was President Obama's vice president. That's pretty much the only appeal he's got. New Hampshire did a primary poll. This is very interesting, actually. New Hampshire says Elizabeth Warren is now up 2. She's overtaken Joe Biden in the state of New Hampshire. And I've been to New Hampshire a lot, and New Hampshire's a state that is literally made for Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders to win. But I always kind of thought Joe Biden would win New Hampshire because Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders' key support is the exact same. It's both that very far left Democrat, socialist Democrat. But if this is true and Elizabeth Warren really is beating Joe Biden, this could be a very big thing for her and her campaign. Because by New Hampshire, I assume Kamala Harris isn't going to win Iowa, so she's probably going to drop out. If Pete Buttigieg doesn't do too good, maybe there could be a possibility he drops out. It's pretty much already Biden, Sanders, and Warren, with Buttigieg and Harris sometimes showing up again. But if Warren can win New Hampshire, that could be a big blow to Joe Biden, especially if Joe Biden doesn't win Iowa or New Hampshire. That would be a very big blow to him in his campaign. So we have 2 national Democrat polls, both showing very conflicting results. One is Biden up 12 from Politico and Morning Consult, with Biden at 32, Warren at 20, Sanders at 19. This poll is pretty much very consistent with all the ones we've seen in the past, except for maybe 1 or 2 that show otherwise. But the top one from Emerson, again, Emerson, most interesting part of the day. Biden has 25, Warren has 23, Sanders is 22, and then Buttigieg at 6, Harris at 4, Andrew Yang at 8. That says Andrew Yang is in 4th place. I gotta be honest, I'm not putting in my own personal political views or personal political preferences, because honestly, I don't really agree with many of them. Okay, I say I'm not going to do it, then I just did that. Whatever. Anyway, you got a little sneak peek of any potential future videos or something. Andrew Yang, very interesting guy in my opinion. Of all of them, he is the kind of the Democrats' Trump. He's the businessman who's going to come out and say whatever he wants and do whatever he wants. He is their Trump. And this says he's in 4th place. If Andrew Yang can get some support, I can see him cutting into maybe some of Sanders' support. Warren's, I think her support's pretty much set in stone right now, as is Biden's. But if Andrew Yang can gain support, that'd be interesting. So those are the new polls that came out. I want to give President Trump's approval a little bit before we end it. So President Trump's approval right now is at 45.3% to 52.1%. So that means of all these polls, look at CNN and Gallup, 42, 43, right? Then The Hill, 47, Politico, 43, Economist, 44. You see all these polls in the low to mid 40s. This has been relatively consistent. Whether you like President Trump or not, his approval rating has been pretty consistent around 43 to 44%, which, again, factoring the hidden Trump votes, probably more like 48 to 49%. And then the most recent one, Rasmussen at 53, NBC at 45, which for their standards is actually bigger than usual, and Emerson at 48. If this is true, 53, 45, 48, Trump's actual approval rating is probably above 50% right now, if that's true. If that is true, Trump's approval rating is probably like 52%, which is higher than President Obama's was at this state in time. It's higher than President Obama's was ever during his re-election campaign. And let me tell you something. President Obama got elected with his approval numbers being meh at best and the economy being not that great. So even if President Trump's approval ratings were 43, 42%, which they're saying they are, I don't think it's true. But even if they are, the economy's a hell of a lot better. Jobs growth, unemployment, especially among minorities like African Americans and Hispanics, unemployment is a lot lower now. So just based off the economy and business alone, President Trump would probably win re-election off that anyway. So it's very interesting to look at. Here's the chart. The last time President Trump broke even or was more approved was literally his first day in office. After that, it's been downhill ever since. But now, as you can see, the chart it's kind of fluctuated a bit, but it's pretty always stayed consistent. Like, you could draw a straight line from, like, probably January of 2018 to now. It's been relatively consistent. It's gone up and down a few times. It's gone as low as like 38, 37, but it's always bounced back. Right now, this is kind of coming close. 52-45, this is the closest it's been in a very long time. Like back then, back 52.3, 45.1. You literally flip the 0.3 and the 0.1. This is the closest it's been. And breaking news coming out that the Democrats have put out an impeachment inquiry for President Trump. This may cause some disagreement. This is only going to help President Trump. The Democrats do not have the votes. They may in the House to impeach Trump, but I don't even think they have it in the House. There are many moderate Democrats in districts won by Trump that they won in 2018 that will flip back to the Republicans if they do vote for impeachment. So Democrats need to be careful on that. Even if they vote for it and it does get to the Senate, obviously the Senate won't pass it. There's a Republican majority. Mitch McConnell would filibuster that before you could even say President Trump. And I think President Trump is going to win re-election now. Because of this impeachment, numbers are already looking good for President Trump. It looks very good that he was going to win anyway. If they do proceed with impeachment, everyday Americans don't care about impeachment. They don't give a damn about it. They care about putting food on the table for their family. They care about going to work and making money, making life livable and sustainable for them. They don't care whether President Trump's impeached or not. So this is only going to piss them off, and they're only going to go out and vote for Trump because the Democrats who are in control of the House didn't do nothing to help them. And I really think this means President Trump's going to win re-election. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.